Hey, so this is my kiln I've built. So most of the designs are what's already out there. I wanted something that can easily be transported, lifted up from my crane on my service truck. So I've put a handle here. This is for just wheeling it around. This can then be got a little ball lock, and it flips over. And then the ball lock goes in and you can lift it from here. And it will lift it nice and balanced. And I'm not sure if it was a good idea or not. In the future we'll tell if it's a good idea or not. I've made it so they're parts. So when it comes to redoing the refractory, my theory was I just undo these stainless steel bolts. There's 3 of them, and they're threaded into a coach bolt which is cast in the refractory, and once I undo these it should come loose. I mean, it should be free to slide out. And then I thought I'd just put a slit down the side, and then I can just re-pour it, save making a whole new thing. There's no refractory in the bottom. That's just clay, and there's a fibre brick in there as well. I've just used kitty litter, which is yeah, I mean, it's clay. So I was getting diesel white smoke vapor coming out here, so I've siliconed it, which I got nothing, and it worked out really well. Originally, my first few test fires, I didn't have the vane. I made this after the first few test fires, which whether that's helped mix the fuel and air and to not get so much unburnt at the bottom, which there was no issue when I've just done about an hour ago, poured some bronze, which worked out and melted it in 15 minutes. So yeah, no, it worked really well. And I was gonna lathe up a handle, but I just got a chair leg from Bunnings, like $4 or something, which worked really nice. My foot control thing, it's kind of in the wrong spot because the burner air and fuel goes in there, but it still works. So I can swing it over. It's got a bit of a bolt thread to keep the door open, and yeah, and that's just the clay bottom. So if it gets spilt metal or anything in there, so nothing is attached to the kiln itself. All the lid, it's all on here. Nothing's actually welded or attached. I do have these bolts which to help it position. So this is attached to that, and this is, yeah. And the base is just sitting, it's welded, got 2 plates each side, and that's just, yeah, I've got holes to attach it, but it's just sitting there. And when I'm using it, I don't have the handle comes off, so you're not putting any heat into the handle, which yeah. And these lifting lugs, they work well to when you're lifting this off the base. It's handy. It has cracked, whether I've most likely, yeah, whether the curing, slowly getting up to temperature was not good, but yeah, it's not I'm only learning, but I'm happy with it so far. And the wheels, I had I put these little wheels on it, but it was way too jarring on the whole thing. It was bouncing yeah, I didn't want to crack the refractory any more than, yeah. And so I put these on, which I didn't realize this was cast iron, ductile iron, which I haven't really worked with. So I probably shouldn't have used it, but I did the proper preheat before welding it, and it seems to be pretty good. It is detachable, so it's not so wide, and yeah, it rolls really well. They are pneumatic, so anyway, probably should have been solid filled, but at least you just take the split pan out and this will just slide out. That's just 1 inch, and it moved a bit. It hardly moved when welding it. All I had to do, I was expecting it to move a fair bit, but I just reamed it the tiniest bit and it fitted fine. And it helps to get it over. I was going to take the little wheels off, but it helps tip it over to get it to its to wheel it. And at least if it was to break off this socket, at least you still got the other wheels anyway, so yeah. And all the burner, everything on the burner was made from hydraulic cylinder rod, so it's all got a chrome outside, so at least you don't have to worry about it rusting. And all the joining of it was silver soldered. And and that's just to stop it from going too far over. So I've got the height set so it can't ride over it, and I've got another one which is angled to keep it positioned. And the little works well so I don't lose my pin. And the fuel card, it works okay. Most of the time when I'm running it at max fuel, and then I just vary the air. So I think ideally I would have preferred a higher volume and a higher pressure pump with a smaller diameter burner nozzle, so I'm atomizing it more. Whereas because I'm running the fuel air fire pump with a PWM controller, and I think when you back it off, it doesn't atomize as good, so then it doesn't burn as good. But yeah, and I've got a fuel pressure regulator which I've got set at around it's set at around just under 70 psi, and it will just return back to the tank. So I've got it being raised to a bit of small copper pipe. And this little bit is a breather. But to keep everything cool, I've got this big fan. It's sucking the air in, and this little one. It's like a lunch, but that's my air out. And I've got some 1-inch holes in the back. So it lets air in, and it works okay. The voltage a regulator controller. It's a little bit funny because when the fan goes on the load, it changes by itself, but yeah, it's not too bad. So yeah, that's my I've just taken and rewired everything to fit in this box. So one half is 230 and the other half is 12. And yeah, the EFI pump ran off some AGM batteries which are underneath, and the PW. Oh, and then I've got a battery. I've got a charger which keeps them charged when it's plugged in, and I've just got a coupling to help. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't need one there, but yeah, it helps when you take it off. But I'm very mindful of dirt and stuff, so I cable tie a cover over it when I have that off. And yeah, this works alright, but I need to braze the little washer to it so I don't have to place it on each time. That's just my little holder I made, which works pretty good. So I can just stow it right there. My little vane thing, it worked out pretty good. And yeah, I've just butchered my old trolley. I use the wheels and just the top half, which yeah works good. I'm happy with it. And yeah, made the frame. I think it's 25 mil or 30 mil, 25 by 2 mil, I think. And just the wood is just pine, and yeah, that's about it. That's a bit of nylon that I laid up to and glued into the blower, and I've just used copper to keep the hose on there. And same with the burner. Save doing a hose clamp externally, which I normally run a bit of this. Normally have a bit of tape over it so you don't get cut or anything. But that's a lot better than having a hose clamp. So all it does is you just poke it in, and because I've got a hole, you just hold it in and then just feed the copper in, and it works. That's pretty good. And the silicon too. So I didn't get the any diesel vapor, but it doesn't seem to be an issue anymore since I put that vane. But it's working good too. And this is the bronze I just poured. And yeah, so I just got to put another washer and another there. And all the frame is just scrap that I had lying around. This was an old table bench grinder stand, which it was longer, which was scrapped a while ago, and works good for this. It is very strong and overkill, but it works. And at least if I wanted to change or modify the kiln, the main chamber, at least it's just a 45 kilo gas bottle, so I can just basically do it to the same height, and I can change the diameter if need be. And my the center bit, that's an old it's an old bit of refractory from my last kiln I did. But yeah, I'm not very experienced. It's my first bronze I've ever done. I've only ever done zinc and aluminium because I could never get up high enough temperatures using LPG. So hopefully it will do cast iron at some point. I'm yet to get some better safety equipment, but yeah, it worked really good.